Today we are talking about French protests, right? Like, if you're paying attention to the news about France, you will know that there are protests going on in France, pretty much banning everything that they. Um, yeah, with this protest, have caught an eye to the world, and this protests are actually celebrated by the people of the continent of Africa. Not all of them, obviously, but a lot of people see this as a French economy just collapsing right before our eyes. A lot of people are pointing out that these things are happening because the Sahelian countries are no longer permitting France to take advantage of them. France no longer has the leverage of using natural resources from these African countries free of charge, and so the people are finally winning, if you can put it that way. Um, what are we talking about here? So, yes, the French people are finally getting the taste of their medicine. That's what a lot of people are saying. A lot of Africans are saying this, and a lot of other African supporters, Pan Africanists, are celebrating this as a downfall of France because of this ties. Well, before we get to that, we have to know exactly why the French people are protesting, and could really the people that are smart enough to colonize the continent of Africa and to exploit for that long and take advantage of already poor people and poor management and stuff like that. Could they not be smart enough to have plan B in case something like this happens? That's the question that we should be asking ourselves. Um, and I find it hard to believe that a country that presumably exploited all those countries for that long can quickly fall down. So I did a little bit of research. First, I wanted to know why these guys were protesting, and is it actually linked to what African people are saying? Hi, Anim. Thank you so much. Welcome. Please hit that subscribe button. And I realized that, I think we are wrong of what is happening in French process. First of all, I don't think that it will take just 2 years for the French economy to fall quickly like that, because a few African countries have decided to cut ties with them. And secondly, I just don't believe that the French economy was basically just relying on all the resources that they were getting for free in these countries. I don't think so. Um, um, I don't think that the French government have had its whole economy just hinged on exploitation of minerals. At least not in this recent history. Maybe in the history of before, yes. But nowadays, I don't think so. Anyway, but what are the French people protesting, you might ask? The French people are protesting democracy. That's one thing that they're protesting. They feel like the current president is taking decisions by himself. Most of the decisions that he takes are not contested in parliament, or whatever they call it, parliament. No, okay. They're not contested as democratic thing or people do. Like, they protest in that. Like, seems like you're taking a bus decision there by yourself, Mr. President, and we don't like that. There's so many things that they're protesting at the moment, and I don't know if you guys know. Before this country's pulled out, the French government had decided that retiring age, they were going to make it even higher or something like that, 67, 69. I don't think people like that. They protested then, and I think the protest of that issue is back. Where are you from? I'm from Africa. um, if you watch all my videos that I've recorded before, you will know where I'm from. So go do that, then come back, Mr. Morning. Okay. What else? Now I lost my train of thoughts. Let me see. Yes, the strikes. So first, the French people were striking about the age reduction or increment or something for retirement, and and then recently the government have cut their spending, which means it affects a lot of people that really know what the people are protesting. There are new laws, immigration laws that they are going to introduce or they have introduced that would discriminate against Africans. The news to say. So right now, the French people are protesting multiple things, and none of those things are really tied to their economic dependency on exploitation. You know, I don't like talking about these issues because a lot of people would love to believe that, finally it really Africa, but I feel like it's not as simple like that. That is just a simple way of getting views. I could technically just come out here and lie to you guys before I could just Google, Google the French economy right now. Let's say when did they get kicked out of Niger, Burkina Faso, and Mali? Google then. Where was the economy then, and where is it now? And where is the global economy right now? Uh, Before all the tariff wars and stuff like that. So I believe every country in the world is going through something, and I know there's a president who can be blamed for all of this, um, but I'm not gonna mention that because who knows what these people are thinking these days. Anyway, there's a global tariffs going on, and obviously many economies are affected, especially in New York. And also, there's a Russian-Ukraine war that is still going on. That war is also affecting a lot of things that we do, the businesses of the world. And then there's like what is happening also with Israel and Gaza. All those things are putting a strain on global economy. So if you are struggling in your country, I don't think that it's just happening to you. I think it's happening to everybody. Where I am right now, the gas prices are like crazy. Um, the prices of food is crazy. Like it's hard to afford things like we used to before. So yes, it makes sense that the French government would want to reduce their spending, um, which I think they are trying to align themselves with what the European Union is trying to do. Something that I think the African Union should be also doing something like that to make sure that African countries are regulated, African leaders are regulated. But the problem with Africa is that many other African leaders, the ones that are respected nowadays, people don't actually want to be part of the African Union. This is why, although people are calling for an African unity of doing things as a team, it's not happening. Africans are not able to make decisions as a team. They're not able to do everything as a team as much as European countries do. They have regulations. European Union is more important. I think that's why we use the USB-Cs now. That's because that's why Apple had to switch from lightning cable to USB-C, because the European Union was like, you know what? We have so many cables. And at first it seemed like a joke, but look where Apple is now. So That used to be like a thing that separates Apple users to from other people, but the European Union were like, nah, we enough with these cables, man. So they are able to create to make all these changes, including how people manufacture stuff. I don't think African countries have a say, a single say, as one unit on how African people should consume either electronics or food or anything. And it seems like we are not learning anything from these guys. They have been doing it for so long, and it seems like African countries are not even catching on. I don't know. Anyway, back to the topic. I think we can. It's safe to say that even though France might get economic struggles in the future, because they no longer have influence around African countries and stuff like that, it's not happening right at this moment. Thank you so much for everybody who's been watching. Please hit that like button, man. Some of these things I would love to talk about, true things of what is happening in Africa. I would like to talk about them in a realistic way, things that are really happening, because there's no need for us to be talking about, oh, this and that is happening, and none of that is happening, and a lot of people are celebrating that there are protests going on in France right now. Many people that are celebrating are in African countries that they cannot even protest. um, Seeing people protesting should be something that, you know it should be something that is admirable. Like, you should look at that and be like, wow, we cannot even do that. And these guys are protesting. They have the freedom to protest, ban things down, um, without fearing for their lives. I mean, obviously, in protest, there's always some life lost. So, but it's not like the government will then follow you, your family, for generations. You know what I mean? Hey, Lucy, thank you so much for joining in. So I am proud African. I love being an African. I love identifying as an African, and I travel the world a lot. And I would like to see the things that other people enjoy outside of Africa being enjoyed in Africa, like the freedoms and the law enforcement that is able to be implemented in these countries that we tend to look. We can, I think, obviously they have done bad things to us, but there is a lot that we can learn as well when it comes to like security, securing our countries and stuff like that. So I don't know. I feel like as much as we are telling ourselves lies, it's not helping us at all, because there's a lot we can learn. We can learn that people should be able to have the right to protest. People should be able to say uh, what they don't like about their government, and if their government is not listening, people should be free to take it to the street and make their government listen. You know what I mean? So yeah, I just wanted to talk about the fact that people are saying that, these protests are happening because African countries have pulled out, which is not true. Thank you so much for watching this. If you are here for the first time, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell too, so you don't miss any of these videos. We'll be back a little bit later. So yeah, thank you so much for joining in. Please hit that like button. Next time when we go live, people will know. We are doing this, getting all these insults and questions that are like, why are you asking me? Because of the love that I have for Africa. And I do wish that many Africans in the future would just get to enjoy this freedom of expression, just like a basic thing that many people are not able to freely enjoy. Anyway, thank you so much for joining in. I'll see you guys later.